Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL India Premiership 2018's studio segment. And now in the offing, we have a DOTA 2 game. All the players all revved up, ready to go. And by the way, all this would not have been possible without the support of our esteemed sponsors, Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and of course, the people presenting it to you. That's Nodwin Gaming and ESL. That means us. Angie,
yes.
Your favorite game there, DOTA 2, is what we have in the offing. We have Buriza Youth versus ATE Gaming. What do you have to say about that?
I think both the teams are brilliant. I mean, if you look at Buriza Youth, it's 7th on the board, while ATE Gaming sitting at the 5th spot. This game is crucial for both the teams if they want to really make it to land finale. Young blood coming in here. They also want to make it prominent. ATE Gaming having a lot on their shoulders, already being one of those really known names in the community, while Buriza Youth, backed by Buriza themselves, their two players play from Kolkata. So let's quickly introduce the teams and we can quickly
Sure. I can see the excitement after that CSGO game. Let's quickly get to know ATE Gaming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's ATE Gaming. In fact, before we head on into anything else, let's quickly first take a look at Buriza Youth, the opposition.
Head to draft now.
All right, that's Buriza Youth for you guys. Now that we have put faces to these names, Angie.
What do I have to say about these teams?
I'm asking
Okay,
you.
so if we are talking about Buriza Youth, most of them actually practice online. For a little while in the between, I thought they were actually all boot camping, but they're not. Buriza is boot camping, not Buriza Youth. And that means that most of the team, I mean, 3 of them are from Mumbai and 2 of them are from Kolkata, while ATE Gaming is completely from Mumbai. And as we talk about that, we can see what their picks and bans are.
Sure, let's quickly get the draft up because the lads have been waiting for quite some time here. Let's see what's happening here. Ooh la la!
I love
3
that,
picks already
Doctor.
done. So let me run you guys, the viewers, through the picks and bans quickly. Pangolia, Dark Willow, Nyx Assassin got banned by Buriza Youth, wherein they picked up Tuskar and Witch Doctor. Whereas ATE Gaming is trying to find the second pick. They've already picked Sand King, and they've got the second pick. They've got Leshrak and a Sand King. They've managed to ban Kotol, Pitlord, and Razor. Pretty interesting bans and picks coming in, Angie.
Definitely. I mean, the Kotal getting the first of its ban in the ESL India Premiership.
Is this second time Leshrak is getting picked? I think the last time Leshrak got picked was by Signify.
And I think that was just a week ago. Actually, after the 7.14 draft, Leshrak has got
Was that Signify versus ROG Titans?
I think so.
I suspect, because I remember Signify picking it up. Now we're waiting for the next set of bans coming in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be pretty much a standard Doto picks, if I am not wrong, because the Tuskar Witch Doctor combo working pretty fine.
True that. And as we talk about that, since the Pitlord is banned, they got to be very crucially deciding on their offlane. Now, I do know the teams like to play the Legion Commander quite a bit in their offlane. They also like the Tide Hunter. We did see him even yesterday in one of the matches. But Terrorblade getting a ban there, I think this ban needs to stop. I mean, TB isn't that strong anymore, even if you look at him after the update. But it's more of a respect ban. He takes down towers quickly. Yeah. And you don't really want to play against that.
Things look damn bleaky.
And as I look into this draft, I noticed that OD has not been banned, so both the teams have the opportunity.
Been banned,
yeah, he's become very devastating because he gets so tanky by about 20 minutes into the game. It's really hard to really invest so many resources just to take down one hero. Meanwhile, the others just go around and kind of just destroy everything else. But as we speak about that, the Gyro gets a ban here. That also means that Buriza Youth looking to pick their mid hero, but they're going to opt to pick up the Lifestealer. Like the Tusker and the Lifestealer fare really well. Also, the Witch Doctor is there in the early stages of the game to make sure that the Lifestealer gets his needed farm. They also like to play the Rubik. ATE Gaming could send this in a 2-1-2 format, sending the Leshrak in the offlane with another tougher support, maybe Legion Commander, and send the Sand King in just the bottom lane, and maybe even pick up something else to help out their carry. They could also send the Leshrak mid. Now, that is something that has worked out before, but it all comes down to how well the players really are equipped with a hero like Leshrak.
Indeed.
And they're
I'm
going to take
really
some time.
looking forward to some explosive action here because um, give me a good combo with Leshrak, Angie.
It could either be even a PA, a silencer, because they're going with the AoE, so it also could be a void. Now the void could fit
And
really
Void's not been
well.
banned.
And it's not been banned, so this gives an opening. Plus, they have the burst outcome from ATE Gaming, while Buriza Youth are looking for a kind of lineup where they kind of just going to go in more like after 12 minutes into, not even 12, after 8 minutes, we're going to see that lot of roaming coming in from the Tusker and the Witch Doctor into the mid lane. That would also mean they could opt to pick up for a Queen of Pain in the mid
Oh
section and
yeah,
get
that
a
would be
lot of early
damn
ganks.
nice.
ATA got to be a little worried here because I mean picking up the silencer is a good option. At the same time, it's also risky because if he doesn't get that level 6 on time and doesn't really get to use his global on time, he kind of is completely useless in
Yes.
fights. And if I'm hoping that it's going to be a support silencer and
Silencer there.
Leshrak going to be going in the mid lane. But AT again, same thing. The concern is always about how well can you play the heroes once you pick them up. And Buriza Youth, they practice so much that they have picked up heroes which are very safe to play, which kind of
Yes.
works for a team which has just started playing the Masters League or is not very used to playing against experienced teams. And that could favor Buriza Youth quite a bit. As we speak of that and we talk about carries, ATA Gaming looking to pick up their carry. The PA also being one of the heroes that hasn't been given much of importance lately, but could be picked up. The Death Prophet, another hero for Buriza Youth in the mid lane that could work for them. She's not being banned. That means they could pick her up super quick, get that early push line that they need to take this game into a longer run. The Shadow Shaman, not my choice as of now. Could be also picked up for AT Gaming, get a lot more burst involved, but then they would just get
I'm
too
literally
squishy.
thinking what kind of combos if they had to add to an experimental kind of a deck. See,
Yeah.
they have the standard meta heroes. They have the Tusk, they have the Witch Doctor, they have the LS, right?
Yeah.
Now would be a good time to experiment and branch out. Like you have half the meta, right? And then you have two heroes which probably would not have been seen. I mean,
The Abaddon. I would say something like the Abaddon to get the tank going for them.
but they ended up picking the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker. This also means that Buriza Youth is looking for a 25-minute game. They
Yeah.
are not looking to take this game
They
long.
don't want to
and
take forward this game any further than a 20-25 minute.
True.
I agree with you. They want to make it quick.
They want to make it quick and easy, and it's going to be mostly a 2-1-2 lineup coming in there from Buriza Youth. And as we talk about the
This
game
is
ending
going to be
early,
trouble for Buriza.
definitely. As we talk about the game ending early, we have the Phantom Lancer getting picked over there by ATE Gaming. Now, Phantom Lancer is terrifying to play against.
What about PA?
PA could have worked for ATE Gaming, but I think they have something planned out in their head by
I
picking
believe so
these
because
heroes.
these seem to be very calculated, well thought of picks.
Also, this also makes me think that Buriza Youth have really studied ATE's gameplay. Banning the Kotal on the first mark shows that they knew the Phantom Lancer could be an option for ATE Gaming. They wouldn't have really opted to go for the Sand King maybe. If Kotal and PL, we have seen this devastating combo a lot of times before patches, and if that has really come back into the meta, banning that out is the best choice. But Buriza Youth does not want to see that Queen of Pain, and ATE Gaming does not want to see that Tinker. That also means that in the mid lane we have the Storm still available if they want to go with that. They have the Puck, and they also have the Templar Assassin, which has been completely
I always forget that there's a
neglected.
TA. I don't know why I just get stuck with PA because of a ulti.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like it's beautiful. That passive ultimate is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so sad because I meant PA, not TA. Production wanted a clarity on whether I meant PA or TA. I meant PA because PA's ultimate is passive.
True.
And I believe that PA is one of the most
She's a very
dangerous
strong
heroes.
hero. Because she has the crit, she
Yes.
has the inbuilt cleave, she also has damage, she has
Yes.
everything. The only thing she really needs in a game is a
HP.
BKB.
And HP.
Not even HP.
She's
Because she gets
squishy,
life
come on,
steal.
like
She
if
gets
somebody
life steal.
gangs up
She
against
gets
the
one
PA.
crit, 70% HP back to her. What she misses out is a BKB, and if anybody really just picks up a BKB on her, it's like an inbuilt item. But ATE Gaming completing their draft a little too greedy in my words with the Meepo. Mostly going to be a mid-solo Meepo if you ask me, with a Leshrak and Sand King in the off lane and the Silence and PL in the safe lane. This makes me question where is this draft going? Because if you want to make them
Is
farm,
this the first Meepo we see?
I think this is the second time we have seen a Meepo pick. Second time, yeah, but it's a little questionable. I mean, okay, you want to play the Meepo, great if you're a very skilled player, but
Like
this
I
is
mean,
not
you
a
can
pop game.
literally farm 3 lanes with Meepo. You have so many little meepos that you just need to know how to like use all of your little meepos, all your other clone meepos.
More than that, it's that where will they farm? Will the Phantom Lancer farm or will the Meepo farm?
Yeah.
If both of them are farming, who is defending your towers?
True.
Is the Leshrac going to frontline for you? Because he cannot. If you talk about the Silencer, he's just going to have to level up. And the Sand King is more of your trump card.
Yeah.
You cannot really use him to be in the front line. While Buriza Youth, on the other hand, their lineup is standard. I agree, not very out of the box. But the gameplay is what matters. And at the end, the throne needs to fall. And I think Buriza Youth has it in them.
Capabilities. You need to know your heroes, like you said, like you happily said. You need to know your heroes. You need to be comfortable with the kind of heroes you're playing with to use them to their full effect.
True.
I believe that personally, ATE Gaming has the benefit of numbers. If you look at it, the juxtapose coming in from PL, sorry, and then a Meepo can prove to be overwhelming to the opposition. I believe so.
It could also be that they really want to just go for a split push kind of thing where they don't really take fights against Buriza Youth. But after seeing the draft, and because I believe 50% of the game is won in a draft, I think Buriza Youth would do pretty fine if they stick to their gameplay and not really concentrate on getting the
I don't know. I think it's going to be a long game. Well, we'll find that out soon enough. Let's head off into the game. Vivek Venkatraman is going to be casting this. And of course, my man Floki. So let's head off and see what's in store.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek, with me is Floki, and you got ATE Gaming facing off versus Buriza Youth. ATE Gaming, they're sitting at 9 points on the table, and if they do end up winning this game, they're going to catch up with Reckoning and some of the more established teams at the top of the table. They've been experimenting with their picks, and that phase of experimentation is going to continue. They've picked up a Meepo, Floki.
Yeah, but this is such a great draft by AT Gaming. You just look at them and you think of it, oh well, every single hero needs farm to come online. The problem is, if this Night Stalker has a decent start, he's just going to start running all these heroes down on the side of AT one by one. The Leshrac doesn't deal too well with him getting run down early on. The Meepo as well gets stronger towards the mid game where he has a decent lane, has a few levels. And the Shadow Fiend, really good matchup against the Meepo. You have the Requiem to reduce his damage, you have a lot of burst damage against the Meepo. You can also maybe go right click if that's what you want to go, but this game you probably want to go
magic damage. Do you think he goes magic damage?
Yeah, I think this is the better game to go magic damage, especially when you're up against the PL. You want to have those ways of clearing illusions out. I think Lifestealer is going to deal with him to some extent by going for that Radiance, which we have been seeing more often. And Smoke just casually power striking top to sort of... yeah, it's not going to work though, because the creep wave is still going to be... Okay, so... They blocked their own creep wave, ATE. I'm not too sure why you would do that. I think this is a dual lane, sure, but either way, you want the creep wave to be pushed in towards you slightly. But this does allow them to harass Awakening. Awakening didn't go for the first point. I mean, he's very weak at level 1. And against the Sand King and Leshrac, who went stun level 1, it's going to be hard for him to get last hits for the first few minutes at least.
I like what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, he has a salvo, so he should be fine. That's the important part. And mid lane, Shadow Fiend, well, the lane has just begun, has picked up 1 soul. So he's opened his bank account. But Nevermore is doing a bit better, he's 4 for 0. But
I think let's call him Meepo, because Nevermore was Shadow Fiend's old name in Dota 1.
Oh, okay.
Could get confusing.
Alright, let's just call them by the hero names. So the Meepo does start to do slightly worse in this matchup as the game goes on. Once Shadow Fiend has a few souls, I mean look at him, he has 6 souls already, and once he has those 12 souls, he's actually going to start out-CSing the Meepo. There's also the fact that Meepo can't always come in and just try to poof the creep wave down, because that sets up perfectly for Shadow Fiend's razors. So that's something he's going to have to be careful of. So overall a hard lane for Meepo. Wouldn't be too surprised to see him go jungle once he has a few points in the Divided by Stand. There is a small bug by Divided by Stand at the moment where you must hold your skill point up until level 3 and only then you can level it up. And Nevermore. Looks like he might just end up falling. Yeah. And indeed he does. Well, that's the Shadow Fiend showing his power in this matchup. The Meepo, not too sure what the idea was that you can't get that close to the Shadow Fiend and expect to survive with that much HP.
Yeah. He's also going to be working with a slight disadvantage in terms of levels, and most mid laners are going to use that advantage to keep applying pressure onto the enemy mid laner.
Yep, I do want to point out one thing though, that if ATE win, that's just one stellar team fight, but the course somehow end up surviving. Oh well, I'm gonna hold on to that as mid lane.
Yeah. Find themselves a kill. Smoke. I think that was an invis rune that he ended up finding in anytime now.
Yeah, well.
Head back to base. That's a reset for him as far as the souls are concerned. And now with that extra Meepo, he can jungle a bit, like you mentioned.
I do want to point out one thing though. ATE's draft, they only need to win one good team fight and then they'll be ahead in this entire game. They have a greedy draft, but if this greedy draft wins one team fight convincingly, it's going to be really, really hard for Buriza to deal with it. Unless the Lifestealer gets decent farm, which at the moment he is not. And I don't think this Lifestealer's lane gets any better. Especially since he's been sacked by his support essentially. Bond's just roaming around the map trying to secure both the lanes. I think the right idea should be to somewhat sack the Shadow Fiend, just keep a TP in case the enemy supports do start to dive, and try and secure some farm for Awakening.
Yeah.
Nick, honest task, I'm not too sure what he's trying to do. He is in the bottom lane. He's trying to help out his Night Stalker, but not much he can do against a Phantom Lancer. That is a matchup that favors the Phantom Lancer, especially once he has level 6. Misery Signals will have trouble standing in this lane because those illusions do start to add up, and
Nick is gonna move mid. He's got a perfect set of shots to block out the Meepo, but he's barely gonna poof back home.
Yeah, he makes it out alive by the skin of his teeth and has a TP to get back to lane, but this does give Shadow Fiend some time.
Smoke and Zeus, I think with that Lightning Storm, yeah, they're gonna find the kill. Lifestealer ends up falling. ATE, the second kill in the span of 3 minutes, and it's on to a call. They might look for another. The Split Earth will connect, and Zeus finds himself a double. Put this Leshrac with someone who can offer control, and boy, can he rack up those kills.
Oh yeah, and especially that he had the level 2 lightning. That's the best part. He also has a setup for a stun, and that is not something we see very often for the Leshrac. If you have such a good setup such as the Powder Strike early on, you can just get kills left, right, and center. There is going to be a critical point in the game where Buriza Youth will find the core items around the 15 to 16 minute mark. And if they win those team fights, they can very easily start snowballing from there. And it's going to be hard for ATE to come back from that. But
yep.
ATE, like I said, if they take that just one successful fight and Meepo picks up a big item.
Look at this. Smoke goes in with the burrow. You got Misery Signals moving in from the off lane. They might find the kill on a Smoke. And yeah, the Shadow Fiend's going to find the Sand King. But look, reinforcements are here. ATE might lose more. The Meepo not getting the kill that he was looking for onto the Tusk. Blocked off by the shards, bought down by the rays. It's a double kill for the Shadow Fiend as 4 heroes move mid from the side of Buriza Youth.
Oh yeah, the Shadow Fiend certainly doing a lot better now. I think he's also played the smash up quite well because he did play out the Belt of Strength early on. Really helpful against the Meepo to not die to the poof damage.
Yeah.
Another thing he can do is instead of completing the treads, he can get himself an extra bracer, and that way it becomes really hard for him to kill and allows his supports time to TP in. But looks like he will finish those treads. Good against the Meepo allows you to zone him out with your high Necro Mastery damage in lane. But Shadow Fiend looks like he's just gonna farm up this jungle camp, go back to base, and
he's got the 5-minute shrine if he wants to use it, but yeah, it's gonna be a base trip for him.
Yeah, he's more efficient to just go back to the base because you want to be saving the shrine for Lifestealer probably.
Yeah, what's not looking so good for Buriza Youth is the Lifestealer and his laning phase. He's really struggling, and Smoke is there. Another Power Strike. You got the Split Earth perfectly timed by Zeus. Zeus on a killing spree just within the span of the first 5-6 minutes into the game. Good start here for this Leshrac. I think Misery Signals has got to look to helping out his Lifestealer in that safe lane. Unfortunately, though, he's spending his nighttime to just find EXP under his tower, which is okay. But Buriza Youth, they've got problems as far as the lanes are concerned, which they do need to address.
Oh yeah. The biggest problem is the Lifestealer not finding farm. The Shadow Fiend is fine in his lane. Oh, that's unfortunate. He missed the raises there. Well, Nevermore, he has had a bit of a rough start on his Meepo. I mean, the Meepo has had a rough start. Let's just not call him Nevermore at all. So, but he's going to be able to come back from this. He can just farm up jungle camps really fast. He can essentially double-proof creep waves.
Absolutely.
And just rack up his farm. Once I think he's going to pick up a few items like the Blink and Scythe of Ice. Shadow Fiend is going to be in trouble. So it's all going to be about the BKB timing for the Shadow Fiend. For now, he is finishing up his drums. And Yeah, I mean, Drum's really good against the Meepo as well early on. Gives you extra HP, extra attack speed.
Up top,
More
they're
ability
trying to punish
chase.
Awakening once more. He's got the Rage, looks to turn. This time they got the cast. Smoke doesn't have the Sandstorm, and the Tusk is here. The Snowball, it's going to help bring down the Tusk, or rather bring down the Sand King, and they might even look towards the Leshrac. Zeus does have a regen in his bottle. He's going to pop it, but Rage Quit Esport, or rather Pawn, with the tag of Rage Quit Esport, will cancel that regen rune.
Yeah, I think the regen rune. I'm not sure if he popped it or if it get like
He
tagged
popped
out.
it.
Okay, he popped it.
I don't know if he... Yeah, you're right. I don't know if he popped it or it just timed out. But the regen rune did get triggered either one way and it did end up getting cancelled. Zeus shouldn't be too bothered. I think Smoke just refilled his bottle and they could look to go on to the safe lane once more.
Yes, I want to point out the Meepo is actually doing really well in terms of farm. He's sitting second at last hit shots. He's actually ahead of the Phantom Lancer at this point. If you're Buriza,
Up top, you got the Snowball and the Shard. Smoke, he's got the Sandstorm, the Split Earth off the mark. Smoke taking down to the Maldic. He's got the regen coming in from the Sandstorm. Zeus moves into the trees and now Buriza Youth. Well, they've started to run a rather comprehensive trial lane up top here. They feel like the Night Stalker's gotten enough and now they want to help out their lifesteal.
I mean, but it's daytime now, so Misery Signals is gonna have to wait for quite a while. Yeah. It's only level 5, doesn't even have his level 6. I'm not sure what he's
up top though. A rotation coming out from the Shadow Fiend. The Burrow Strike buys time for the Leshrac. Well, Smoke, he's gonna tank up a raise. The Shadow Fiend with a haste rune.
The Shadow Fiend has to be careful. He might end up dying here. He has the haste, so it's gonna be okay. Calculated play there by the Shadow Fiend. Really important that you don't die early on as a Shadow Fiend because you get set behind so far. Especially against a hero like Meepo. You don't want to be falling behind because once that Meepo gets his Blink Dagger, boy oh boy, you don't want to show your face anywhere on the map because he's going to jump you and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it unless you have the level 2 Requiem and you have a Yule Scepter.
Exactly, that's what he's going to be looking for. The Requiem and the Yules.
Yeah, I do imagine that's going to be the build. He did go for the Treads or Drums, but that might just be a minor adjustment for the Meepo.
I mean, we'll know once he picks up his level 10 talent.
Physical damage, yeah, I mean level 12 talent still doesn't say much. 8% spell amplification, in my opinion, I mean I play a lot of Shadow Fiend, so it's still the better thing to go for.
Don't you pick it up when you go the magic damage build?
Not really, I mean you go for
you actually pick attack speed?
Nah, I go for spell amplification and even while I'm going the physical damage build.
Right, but I mean,
okay.
Okay.
You can double raise a creep wave and you always want to have that as a Shadow Fiend. Don't want to stick around getting those hits. Top lane though.
Yeah, they're just forcing out the rage time and time again.
I mean, this pull is so bad, like, it's actually putting Lifesteal in a poor situation.
Oh yeah, and now the Witch Doctor might be punished for it. His pull, forcing the Radiant Creep wave to push in, results in his death, and AD could keep going for more. The Rage coming off cooldown, Awakening has the Infest as well. And he's going to pop the Rage, Smoke a second too late with that Burrow Strike.
Oh yeah. Well, Mystery Player is doing quite well.
Mid lane. The Meepo, blocked off by the shots, will end up falling. Nick, he's been putting in some real work on the task, and yeah.
I mean, he's not had the best impact in all honesty for a position for task 10 minutes in, but he has got the job done, to say the least. He's gone around the map, killed the Meepo a couple of times, helped out his Lifestealer. Although you probably want to see a bit more bottom lane, I think the Night Stalker might be dead.
He pops his one charges, forces out the darkness. Now, if popping the darkness results in a death, it's not worth it. Kalank is here on the silencer, just lurking in the trees, but it's up top where the Sand King and the Leshrac find themselves a kill. Mystery Player might end up dying here. The Void will cancel his TP, looks to turn, he brings down the Night Stalker, but anytime now does snag a kill onto that Phantom Lancer. The Phantom Lancer was really going unchecked for a long time.
Yeah, Buriza Youth really needed to kill him, and they are doing it. So far, so good. Buriza Youth, they have the tempo control in this lineup. That's really important, especially against a Meepo and a Phantom Lancer. I think ATE's lineup is just so damn snowball heavy. Like, once that snowball starts going, it's going to be really difficult to stop if you're Buriza Youth, especially with the amount of farm you have on your Lifestealer at the moment. Also, the fact that your Night Stalker hasn't done too well in his lane. Like, Power Treads, 11.5 minutes in. Not the best farm for a position.
Exactly. I mean, you play the Night Stalker in the off lane. You want to be doing one of two things. You either want to be farming or you want to be really effective in your first night time and just finding EXP. He's not done either. Up top though, the Bow Strike will miss the snowball and the shots on point. Nick with the Walrus Punch, the Leshrac dropping low, pops the Pulse Nova, looks to turn towards the Witch Doctor, but he's A-okay for the time being. And Zeus, he's finally gonna die. That's his mega kill streak taken awake and awakening. Finds himself a fair amount of gold.
Oh, yeah.
I like this adjustment from Nick. I mean, so he started out in the offlane with misery signals and they weren't really doing all that much, and I think just by being fluid across the map and primarily focusing on the top lane, he's being as effective as he can as a Tusk. He might have even found Smoke really.
Nah, Smoke as well, Strike, he should be fine. Never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he held onto his Battle Strike. It's gonna cost him his life.
Oh yeah, he could have committed the Battle Strike. Wait, what? Okay,
they
the
tried to take
lifestealer
down
even
Awakening.
comes in. I'm not really sure for what. It was the Witch Doctor who got credit for that kill. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about this Night Stalker. Second night time, it's kind of harder to be effective across the map. If he isn't finding kills, I want him to be finding farm.
It's sort of hard to do for the Night Stalker, has no natural farming ability, so this game I wouldn't be too surprised if he gets himself... Oh well, mid lane.
This isn't too bad. Just running down Kalnag, punishing the Silencer
might find
while
more.
elsewhere. Yeah, they've got the Meepo. Nick, at the right place at the right time, finds a double kill for his Night Stalker. And they might even find the tier 1 tower. Phantom Lancer found a tier 1 tower for himself down bottom.
Yeah, that's really important for the Phantom Lancer. He takes away that early tower, preventing the map control from Buriza Youth. You don't want the Shadow Fiend to just be there in every lane, just able to double raise a creep wave out. Because that puts you in a bit of a bad spot and you can't really push in lanes. Having this one little tower is gonna... I mean, it's gonna be really helpful for AT because they're not gonna find this tower later on in the game.
Yeah.
And
I
as the old ancient Chinese saying goes, get towers while you can.
Yeah. Awakening, he's gonna pop the rage, he's gonna not take all the damage coming up from the epicenter, and this might allow him to turn. The dead ball is there. Both positions end up falling in anytime now. He's chasing for more, has that drum charge, but I don't think he has the damage. He's gone for a Shadow Blade. Huh.
Yeah, that's not too bad against the Meepo, in fact. The Meepo is just now gonna finish his Blink Dagger. So if he finds the Meepo
I mean,
farming by
Floki,
himself,
I think we've both got very varied reasons as to why we approach at the magic damage build for the Shadow Fiend in this game. Or why we both agree upon it. Why did you recommend the magic damage build on the Shadow Fiend?
It's really good against the PL as well as the Meepo.
Right, to output damage.
Yeah, but I think the problem with the build is that it's gonna take some time to come online. I usually like around the 20-minute mark at the Shadow Fiend. You have that Blink use, Boots of Travel if that's what you went for, going for yourself. And ideally, by the 20-minute mark in this game, you probably want a BKB. So the Shadow Blade pickup, not too bad, but the Sentry Ward is gonna spot out anytime and he is aware that he has been seen.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's the most efficient, reliable way for the Shadow Fiend to output damage in this game.
Also the most reliable way to move around the map and sort of find the Meepo by himself, because he's gonna have the Spirit Ball in the Requiem of Souls.
I also think it's important for him to just survive the Yule Scepter.
Yeah, he can also carry the Lifestealer around with himself and the Shadow Blade. That's actually a very deadly combination, especially against the Leshrac. Oh, the Courier.
Yes, so Smoke dropped his sentry behind the tier 1, but he couldn't keep the Courier alive, and
that's a clever sentry by Smoke.
Yeah,
he knows the Shadow Fiend has a Shadow Blade, and that sentry ward behind makes sure they don't get backstabbed, but they're just going to take this bottom tower. The trade should come in the top lane. The tower is standing at half HP. Mystery player, he's going to find it.
Zeus doesn't have the Diabolic Edict just yet. And actually, Buriza Youth could TP back to defend. They're going to do just that anytime now. Already up there, has the Requiem. Zeus could end up melting. The razes should end up coming through. He's looking for the long range race. Doesn't quite need it. Mystery player dropping really low. Ends up falling. It's a double kill for the Shadow Fiend as Buriza Youth find the tier 1 tower and find 2 cores as well.
That was very well played by the Shadow Fiend. Not a moment's hesitation. That TP's in. Shadow Blades while he's TPing, so the TP doesn't get spotted. Then he moves in towards the Leshrac, finds a nearly full damage Requiem off. Yeah, sure, he hesitates a bit, but he gets the job done, and he's keeping the goals on the side of AT in check.
Absolutely. Beautiful stuff coming up from him. They've got their tier 1 tower standing in mid. What I really wanted to point out is, you remember that moment where the Shadow Fiend TP'd mid and Silence had a sentry next to him?
Oh yeah.
They got it. Okay, I'm going to get back to that a little later as they might find smoke. Yeah, the shots. Sentry. They should get it.
Oh yeah, the observer ward paying its dividends there.
Exactly.
Finding,
So I wanted to talk about that observer ward. I think one of the better things you can do versus a Meepo is just keep forcing him to fight before he even gets his first item. Meepo wants his blink. He's got his blink, but he ideally maybe wants that one additional item. And if he takes the next couple of fights with his blink dagger and doesn't find too much, he's gonna find it harder and harder for him to catch up.
Oh yeah, the Lifesteal is starting to get closer to his Radiance as well. So, Buriza Youth, they are going to have the insurance policy towards the late game with the Radiance Lifestealer. I think Mjolnir is also a really good option. Not sure if Lifestealer is worthy enough for lifting Thor's hammer, but if he is, he should get it for himself. Really good against the PL this
Absolutely.
game. Static charge as well as the lightning procs help you clear out illusions very fast. Very reliable way to output damage as well.
What I think AT need to make this small adjustment is that the next time they end up taking a team fight, they need to carry detection and probably just burst down the Shadow Fiend as soon as they see him. The problem is, he's now getting a BKB. This is a very... Okay, hold on. Smoke walks into the enemy jungle.
That's super good for him. He actually dispelled the smoke and now... Well, AT, what's your plan now? Smoke has been dispelled, you've been spotted. Go back to farming.
It was his Flesh Rack and the Sand King who was smoked up. Not the others. But yeah, they're showing themselves on the map. And it seems as if ADE, it seems as if they want to look for a fight themselves.
Yeah, this Observer Ward plays a tad bit late there. I think if they placed it earlier while they...
Are you talking about the Radiant Observer near the shrine?
Yes, near the Dire Shrine. So if they placed it earlier, they would have been able to catch Smoke before he got his rage. But slight error there.
They placed it as they went walking up into the Lifestealer's high ground.
Yeah, I wasn't looking, so I'm not too sure.
I'm not too sure either.
I hope they did, because otherwise it's going to be a little bad for them. Nick, well, he's going for the mech. I don't think I agree with this. As a Tusk this game, you probably want... Wait a minute.
Oh, Shadow Fiend down bottom, ends up falling.
This is the worst feeling in the world, you know, when you just have 5 heroes from the side of AT Gaming just pounding away at you as a Shadow Fiend. You're like, okay, fine, guys, I get it. You hate me. I'm too good. Okay.
So, when they were pushing bottom on the side of AT, I actually wanted to say that maybe the best thing that Buriza Youth could do is just wait for the BKB on the Shadow Fiend, but they're fighting anyway. They found Zeus. The open wounds are there. The shards will block him off. Nick doesn't have the wall response, but he's got the urn and he's going to toss it out on the Lesh Rack. Elsewhere, the Witch Doctor ends up falling, and all this while Zeus is just simply making space for Mystery Player as well as the Meepo to just run down the Night Stalker and find themselves a double kill on the Phantom Lancer. Awakening pops the rage, but they'll turn. They'll turn towards Nick on the Tusk, who's buying time with the Snowball. But he's only moving into ATE and the rest of their lineup. The Diffuser Blade is there. Nick will not even reach his shrine. As it's a triple kill for Mystery Player.
There's just like weird movement coming out with Nick. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be here. Yeah, that's not where you want to be if you're the... I'm not sure if you can see me drawing on the minimap.
I can actually.
Oh, you can. That's amazing. So Nick, he came in like this over here. And then he decided to snowball into the PL while the Lifestealer was already going this way. So he actually just snowballed into the PL and just ensured his death.
Yeah,
and this is what I talked about.
I think Nick didn't get the memo. The memo that the Lifestealer wasn't looking to fight. Anyhow, I think Buriza Youth, once they pick up the BKB on the Shadow Fiend, they should probably go looking for a pick-off.
Oh yeah. AT, they're now in the driving seat of this game. The Meepo is getting closer and closer to his side of ice, but like I said, well, the Shadow Fiend has hit his timing. He's gotten his BKB 20 minutes into the game, and I think Buriza Youth should pop a smoke and just go around trying to find a pick-off.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Mystery Player might actually end up falling here. Has to be careful. Where's the catch though? The catch? Yeah, the catch is another thing I want to talk about from the side of Buriza Youth. If you look at them, they don't have the best disables in the world. They have a cast can, they have snowball and shots to work with. Otherwise, you're relying on the Night Stalker to run down enemy heroes. Not the position you want to be in when you're against a Meepo and Phantom Lancer, to be honest, because those heroes are sort of immune to being run down by Night Stalkers simply because there's so many of them. Meepo has multiple units. Phantom Lancer can just doppelganger off, can also do the Manta style if he so desires, which is his next item, by the way. So, not gonna have any trouble against the items from the Night Stalker. Anytime now that the right item for him next should probably be something like a butterfly, that because he needs to convert his goal into damage right now. That's the biggest thing he needs to do. When you're up against the Meepo,
Up top, they've got the life stealer perfectly done by Smoke, using his blink dagger to set up on Awakening. He could have infested into the Radiant Siege creep, but he didn't. Anytime now.
Oh,
Still
no,
looking
sentry
for the fight,
drop.
but there's a sentry. They've got the Yule Scepter, the bounce strike off the mark. The split out will miss. Shadowfiend pops his BKB, looks to turn the death board. Will take care of Kalnak as Kalnak on the Silencer falls. Zeus will fall as well, but Nick is here. Cancelling TPs, holding the Meepo in place, and Nevermore. He can toss out all the Earthbinds he wants, but the Shadowfiend will bring him down.
Oh, that was such a crucial kill by Nick. Very good teleport cancel there. Well played by him. Holding on to the Walrus punch up until the TP was used. And I think he got it at the end moment, in fact.
Yep.
It was very, very close that they find a co-kill. Because the Shadowfiend popped his BKB. And when you pop a BKB, you want to get those co-kills. You don't want to be going home with just 2 supports. That is a win in the book of ATE.
Yeah, good stuff. Coming up from both sides here. I think one of the things that I was a bit puzzled about when I saw in the draft was the Silencer pickup.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm not sure how the Silencer fits into this draft.
I mean, he's a 5 position that can scale. That's good. The Global Silence can help Smoke get off epicenters a little bit more easily. But
I mean,
yeah, even then, I wasn't sold. They picked him up in the first phase.
Yeah, that was the most surprising part to me as well. If you want to pick a support that scales into the late game, a position 5 support, heroes like the Crystal Maiden, the Lion, it's just so much better because you are going to scale into the late game. You have those GPM talents and ways of farming up. And the best part about heroes like CM and Lion is that they're very, very strong by themselves. They don't need much items. Silencer, on the other hand, sure, he has global silence that lasts for 4.5 seconds, but it's not the best against the lineup of Buriza Youth because they don't really care. They're not doing damage with their spells, they're doing damage with their right clicks.
Yeah, Smoke. Gonna catch out the Night Stalker, the Earthbinds are there. He's got the herd, and he's not too bothered.
Yeah, and this like AT are not gonna be able to. Okay, wait, they will be able to push the high ground.
I think AT aren't finding a trade, but there's the epicenter. Shadowfiend read that, pops his BKB. The Global Silence is there. They might find Awakening on the Lifestealer. They need to bring him down before he gets the range up. But there's the range. He looks to turn. Shadowfiend dropping low. Meepo, man fighting the Shadowfiend, will not end up coming on top. Shadowfiend looks towards Kalnak, gets him with the Requiem upon death, but it's Buriza Youth. They've played one too many cores, and they'll play it more. As the Witch Doctor falls, Awakening will fall as well. He will buy that Radiance before his death. But it is a death, and it is ATE holding on to the tier 2 tower and staying relevant in this mid game.
Yeah, I have to commend ATE. They are doing a really good job of bringing down the sentry wards every single time the Shadowfiend pops his Shadowblade.
Oh yeah.
And also apart from that, the Lifestealer didn't have his Radiance, so that was a bit of an optimistic play there by Buriza Youth to trying to take this tower here in the top lane. But they have the Radiance now, so the Lifestealer is going to be farming a lot better. 24 minutes in, not the best timing for a Lifestealer, but when you consider the fact that the Disco Pony was just upon him, well, I think you can still be pretty happy if you're Buriza Youth. You now have your Radiance, you just want to get to the late game, and you don't want to give up too many kills while doing that. That's what the plan of Buriza Youth should be. Wait it out until the 30-35 minute mark. That's when you're going to have an extra item or two on the Lifestealer as well as the Shadowfiend. That's when you're the most strongest in your draft.
Yeah.
Lifestealer with Rage, he can run down Leshrac, he can run down Meepo, he can run down like every single hero except Phantom Lancer. I think the Phantom Lancer is the only hero on the side of ATE Gaming that is, to some extent, not afraid of the Lifestealer. But even he can get caught up because of the Snowball and the Requiem and whatnot. Bottom lane though.
Smoke. Oh yeah. Smoke, he's got the Sandstorm. Power Strike as well. Forces out a BKB, has the blink, and he's gonna blink further south. But, well, Leshrac,
nah, he's not gonna get out.
He's not gonna make it. The cask in the nick of time.
Oh yeah.
I think
Nick,
AT
just the
can,
human observer ward there.
AT can be a little bit more patient. They should. There's no hurry for them to force a tier 2 tower.
Oh yeah.
They've nearly got the sheepstick on the Meepo.
And they've also moved into Roshan. I think once they have this Aegis, life is going to get a lot easier.
But I think this Dire Observer Ward is cutting them out, and we're going to have a big,
they need
messy
to go
fight.
in now.
Yeah, around the rush pit. Misery
Oh,
signals.
Nevermore.
He's gonna fly in. The Global Silence is there. They've controlled the Night Stalker. They'll try and bring him down. The Epicenter somewhat unnecessary, but it'll do its work. Shadow Fiend in the Shadow Blade holding on. Witch Doctor saved by the Snowball. Further west, we've got the Requiem Smoke. Dropping low. Does have a Butter Strike. Won't get it off. The Witch Doctor tries his best. Shannon's the dead bot, and he's done a fair amount of work with the Maledict. The Shadow Fiend finds himself a double kill as the Phantom Lancer ends up falling as well. And now, Buriza Youth, they're the ones that can sneak into the pit.
And this is like, I mean, this is what I pointed out earlier. Buriza Youth, they are going to reach critical mass somewhere around the 23-24 minute mark. That's the fight you don't want to lose. ATE Gaming, they try to go for a rush. It was a good attempt, but looks like the Observer Board, they're really paying its dividends. And
I mean, both sides had an Observer Board. I mean, that's not a good play by either side, really. I mean, you want to go towards Roshan, you either smoke and go or T-Ward and go.
Yeah, but, well, Buriza Youth, they come out on top, so I guess you can say despite it being...
I think Buriza Youth were also taking that fight without Leshrak being there. I don't think Zeus had joined his side for that fight.
Oh yeah, his TP is off cooldown, so I do think that Zeus was
yeah,
not there
so
for
he
the
ended
fight.
up dying at the Dire Shrine down
Oh
bottom.
yeah, I don't think he had respawned by then.
Yeah, exactly. So it was ATE going towards Roshan without the Leshrak, without popping a smoke, without getting the D wards off. So I mean, it's a little undisciplined of them to do that, really.
Yeah, I think what AT should try and realize is that they need to communicate a lot better when they go for these massive objectives like Tier 2 Towers and Roshan. Even losing a single hero can mean a big disadvantage for ATE, especially when your lineup is so heavy on winning that one crucial team fight and snowballing the hell out of control. But for now, you can see Buriza Youth, they are in the driver's seat. They have the Aegis on the Lifestealer. The Lifestealer is also getting himself a Manta style. And he's not going to be too troubled by the Silencer's global silence.
Yeah,
Sand
look at this.
Kingdom.
Misery Signal just running forward. The Earthbind will not connect. But ATE, well, they're going to group up near that Tier 2 tower at mid, but they will lose that Tier 2 tower down bottom.
Oh yeah. Well, they need to go back top though. The top lane is pushing in. It's not a siege creep wave, but still you don't want that tier 2 tower to take some damage.
Well, it seems that they want to go mid. Misery Signals wants to go running in. The Yule Scepters at the shots, posing out the Bow Strike. Leshrak goes forward, has an Aeon, does the dead bot, still doing a fair amount of work with that Maldic team, might just take down. The Global Silence coming through, but Shadow Fiend pops his BKB and the Requiem. They'll bring down the Meepo in a matter of seconds. And Zeus, he might have had that Aeon Bisque, but the Maldic just does too much work. A nice Bow Strike coming up from Smoke, but there's no one to do any follow-up damage as Smoke ends up falling. Mystery Player on the side did find the task, but he's all by himself. He'll find another. He's found both the supports, but at what cost, Floki? At what cost?
I mean, the cast is bouncing there so luckily for any time now. He cleared those illusions, but he still got the last bounce off on the Phantom Lancer. Didn't get time to pop his Manta style and actually died. If he got time to pop his Manta style, he could have potentially doppelgangered and used the illusion Shibei to get out of there. The illusion that takes full 100% damage but doesn't deal anyone that much.
Yep.
And Shadow Fiend, he's actually hit level 24 now. He's gonna hit level 25 soon, and that's a big power spike for him.
Yep.
He's gonna be outputting so much more damage, and Meepo has.
What do you
no way
want
of
to see him
dealing with
build into? Floki.
it. Butterfly.
Yeah. Yeah?
Oh yeah, Butterfly by all means. Really good against the physical damage that AT
Do you wanna
outputting at
see a
this
Skadi?
point. Skadi is not. It's a bit of a hard call to make, to be honest. Butterfly is better because there's a lot of physical damage in the Meepo and the Phantom Lancer, and the Io Skadi is not going to help you if you're going to get gone upon. The Butterfly, on the other hand, will. The evasion, the extra armor, also the fact that you have Flutter helps you kite them to some extent. Io Skadi is a good late game option though for any time now.
I mean, both are HP/effective HP.
You generally want to get Io Skadi on Shadow Fiend when there is potential to kite enemy heroes. When there are heroes like Swen, when there are heroes like, say, the Lone Druid Spirit Bear, that's when the Skadi really shines because you're able to sort of kite those bears and kite those
What do you want to
tanky
see him
beasts.
build next? Do you think a Mjolnir?
For Lifestealer? Or
No.
for Shadow Fiend?
I don't know, nobody builds a Mjolnir on the Shadow Fiend, but do you think this is the game? Would
Not
you
really.
build it? I'm not going to...
Absolutely no way.
What would you go next if this game goes on for that long? Hold on though. They're actually going to try and punish the Phantom Lancer, Mystery Player. Not such a mystery which one is the real Phantom Lancer. Even with the Doppelganger and the Manta style, they've forced out the Global Silence and the Night Stalker. It is nighttime. He can run down if needed. and it's not even needed. The Shadow Fiend wicked sick. The good news is that Zeus is pushed out bottom.
Yeah, so the next item, like you talked to me about earlier, would probably be either of these two choices, a Satanic or a Daedalus.
I like
I don't want to get
Daedalus.
more damage. Yeah, Daedalus is like so good this game. You just catch out the Meepo, and you just get like 5-6 hits off, and that Meepo is then gonna end up falling.
Floki, we are on the verge of a base race, and I think this is a base race that's going to favor ATE. Zeus has got his boots of travel. The Meepo is pushing out top.
The Shadow Fiend doesn't have a TP back. It's only the Lifestealer for now, but the Lifestealer
Are they going for the tier 4s? Well, they've got the cask and the Maldic. Smoke will end up falling. He's got buyback. And he buys back instantly. Khalnayak saved by his Glimmer Cape. There's a Hex coming up from the Meepo. 2-man Bow Strike. Smoke looking for the epicenter. The epicenter coming through. It is doing a fair amount of damage. So Witch Doctor ends up falling. The toss dropping low as well. Both supports end up falling. It's a Khichdi in the Radiant base as the Silence ends up falling. It's a triple kill, an ultra kill for the Shadow Fiend. But he goes down as well. It was one messy team fight. And Super from production, if you are there, I'm praying you bring down the fight recap.
Man, that was.
I'm going to bring down the fight recap. Production needs to bring it down as well. There were 3 buybacks coming up from ATE. The Leshrac, the Sand King, and the Meepo. No diebacks though. And they did get the bottom lane of barracks. ATE got the bottom lane of barracks. Still got the range barracks standing for the side of ATE. Unfortunately, the Buriza Youth lost their tier 2 tower up top, and that's somewhat significant. And now ATE, they're marching through mid, looking to force out buybacks themselves.
Yeah, they have to do this. AT, if they can't force out buybacks, and all those buybacks from them is going to be useful.
No
Shadow Fiend has to buy back too.
No glyph on the side of Buriza Youth with Edict and the Meepo. I mean, AT could just close out the game. The snowball is there from Nick. The shots perfect. He's taken someone with him. It is the Lifestealer who's been hexed up but not being focused. Zeus runs in with the Pulse Nova, ends up dying. That's 80 seconds without the Leshrac. They'll find themselves the Sand King as well. For all intents and purposes, those were diebacks, and all of that for just a tier 3 tower.
And those are 4 buybacks from the side of AT last fight. I just want to point that out. So every single death on them is going to be so significant. You can see Buriza Youth, they're once again in the driver's seat. All they need to do is go bottom, take the range racks, and then wait for Roshan. They don't even have to take the range racks, in fact. You just take these other shrines.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to do the tier 2 tower up top and
fake
just
back?
try and end the game.
Ah, okay, never mind.
Fake back?
Yeah, fake back. I thought that's what they were going to do. Take the tier 2 tower.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I want to see them take the tier 2 tower and the shrine. Yep. And then decide what they want to do next.
I think waiting for Roshan is the most sane choice you can go for if you're Buriza Youth.
It's the safest choice.
But, well, Indians are not exactly known for being safe.
Nah.
Oh, wait, Shadow Fiend, I think he made a slight mistake there. He went for the 40% cooldown reduction talent. That...
Get physical damage with your items and output magical damage with your talents. Maybe that's the line of thought. But they've got themselves the melee barracks. And look at this. Anytime now, he's just going to focus the range barracks. ATE, they're up against mega creeps.
Nope, not yet. The range barracks.
I mean, the range barracks are there, but it's a joke. Like, I don't know. They're up against 2 lanes of super creeps. They're going to find themselves the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker did buy back. This is huge.
Is it though?
Yeah, I mean, they can push in mid, to be honest. Like, they can just battle down mid right now, and for Buriza Youth, they don't have too many good answers. Someone needs to go bottom and hit that range racks once.
They could, but look at this. By the time they come pushing through a lane, Buriza are going to be pushing out the other 2 lanes, ideally.
Oh, yeah. Lifestealer, he's going for the Heart of Tarask next. Not exactly bad this game when you're against the Meepo. But I don't think I agree with
he's found Khalnayak. Has Nick got detection? Yes, he does. Please. Okay. He's seen the entirety of AD in the mid lane, and here comes the Shadow Fiend with the BKB, brings down the SF. You got the Requiem coming through. That's going to trigger the A on this, the Snowball. Going further south, but they look towards Zeus on the Leshrac. They've got the shots perfectly done by Nick. The Yule Scepter delaying the inevitable, but Zeus should end up falling. The Epicenter, cute to look at, and much more than cute, will actually help them secure the kill on the Shadow Fiend. That's 107 seconds without the Shadow Fiend, and Awakening. He's man fighting 4 Meepos, 1 Sand King, and heck, even a Silence. And this is a man fight that no one can end up winning. A Smoke finds the Witch Doctor with the burst. Like, that's 93 seconds without the Shadow Fiend. That was really unnecessary coming up from Buriza Youth. And AD, they've got to make the most of this.
I mean, if you commit to a fight like that, I don't think you should be backing off if you're Nick. You just instantly pick the Silencer and start moving forward. The Shadow Fiend there, he managed to get caught out by Smoke because he popped his BKB and Smoke was saving up his Epicenter. And as a result, he ended up falling there. Shadow Fiend down for 67 seconds. This is the best window AT is going to have this whole game.
Nick was in punches in illusion. You got the poofs coming through. Nevermore. I mean, okay. He's got items. He's got the sheep stick.
The
But
top
ATE,
lane is pushing in for ATE. They need to get back and defend this.
yeah.
But I don't think they're going to. I mean, this is the best chance they have of winning this game right here.
So they could take down one of the shrines and go Roshan, but instead they're just dancing on Buriza Youth's high ground, or rather low ground, outside their base. And well, I don't know what they get done with this. They're waiting. They're trying to find an opening.
I mean,
Well,
things are coming
Fuse
out
is
from
back.
ATE.
Now with the edict, it's going to be easier. Buriza Youth though, they've got the glyph. They're going to throw it
Oh,
out.
no, Nick.
Got the snowball coming through. Nick goes in like a man, but Smoke is there with the power strike. Earthbind catches one. The split earth catches two. They've got the Nova. They should find the Tusk. The Tusk ends up falling. Doesn't have a buyback in ATE. Find themselves another lane of barracks. They're going to get a base scot-free.
I mean, the base is starting to fall. The tier 4 towers.
Buriza Youth, all they've got to do is cancel DPs. The crippling fear will cancel the poof. They've got one Meepo. Kalnayak ends up falling somewhere. Mystery signals in the mid lane. He's running down the Meepo. Nice 3-man power strike coming up from Smoke. The Earthbinds are there as well. And it seems as if AD might manage to retreat.
Oh boy. The Ancient is just falling though on the side of ATE.
Yeah, the tier 4 is under siege. Zeus gonna be able to deal with these creeps for now.
I mean, somebody just go. Wait. Buriza Youth, their base is pushing in as well. They need to go back and defend this. Man, this game.
I think they're gonna get Aegis and Cheese in. I think.
Yeah,
think
they
this
are gonna
is
get
them
Aegis
taking
and
the game.
Cheese.
AD,
Yeah, once they have Aegis on Shadow Fiend, they really shouldn't be doing anything too crazy like diving the fountain. But this is the time for ATE to do something crazy. Smoke. Are you gonna go for this? You have a TP, you have a shrine, but well, Buriza Youth, they've already finished this up. She's now completed for Awakening.
Now all Buriza Youth have got to do is push side lanes, ensure that they don't get backdoored, carry detection, and go right click on buildings.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you say don't carry detection?
I said carry detection.
Okay, you said carry detection.
Who says don't carry detection?
I
I don't know.
do. I mean, I'm too confident that I'm a cocky guy, so.
Absolutely. Sometimes when you play the Templar Assassin, you're feeling those side blades and you don't need detection.
Oh yeah.
The rest of us need detection.
Yeah, I just want to point out there is a straight gem lying in the base of AT Gaming. You might want to pick that up on the courier and send it back to
I found it.
your
I
fountain.
found it. Yeah, I see you're drawing around it. Yeah, there's a gem. I think they could pick it up. Even with all this detection, sometimes the Shadow Fiend has punished them for not holding on to enough detection.
Well, Meepo Hazard is level 25, has that extra 600 health, but in the armor department, not doing too well. And E-Blade wouldn't be too bad, but he doesn't have buyback at the moment. He's gonna have it in the next 40 seconds, and Buriza Youth, they should be able to take the range racks. This is something that I would like to see teams do a lot more often, and it's that when you have map control, make the safer place, and please, for the love of God, take the outer shrines. Oh, top lane though. AT, they might just equalize these mega
pop
creeps.
his BKB, but they've got super creeps and they might flip to punish the Meepo up top. The shards, the snowball, the Walrus punch, it's all
ESL doesn't have a TP.
There isn't any follow-up. The Hex is there, the Barge Strike not really connecting, is Awakening, pops the Rage. He is confused as to what to do with it and he sees one Meepo. One Meepo affected by the open wounds and the Crippling Fear. Blocked off by the shards, will end up falling.
Oh yeah,
and anytime now coming in from the south, bumps in a Smoke, but Smoke should be okay. Is it these signals, or rather mystery player? He's trying to run down the Tusk, the Phantom Lancer, all out by himself. They should look to punish this. They've gone onto an illusion. They've finally found the real PL. Have they though?
Yeah, they have, and they are going to be able to bring him down.
They've got the Requiem. They're going to try and bring him down. I mean, I don't know what that Global Silence accomplishes, but okay.
Well, you do have buybacks available on the Meepo. Problem is Meepo doesn't have
you have buyback on the Phantom Lancer, not on the Meepo.
I mean, it's off cooldown. That's what I meant to say. I think I should phrase that a bit better there. Well, Leshrac is pushing in the mid lane, but has to be careful. The Shadow Fiend.
Can't
Slap the Disco Pony on the butt.
Yeah, that's Aeon Disc getting... Wait, what? His Aeon Disc is on cooldown. And the Night Stalker's looping in. They could bring down the Leshrac. Zeus wants to go in with the Yule Scepter. There's his Aeon Disc getting triggered. That's going to block some damage. The Witch Doctor ends up falling to both the Sand King as well as the Silencer. But Awakening, along with any time now, they found themselves the Leshrac. Zeus looking for the splitter. TP, cancel that TP. What? No, they had nothing to cancel that TP.
I mean, yeah, but oh
You
god,
know what Misery
anytime
Signals
now.
was doing? He just went back to farming the hard camp on the Night Stalker.
That's exactly what you have to be doing at this point of the game. Farm those strong camps, get those items, buddy.
Yeah.
But Shadow Fiend, he didn't have any mana for the razor, so I can't tell him anything, man.
No,
That
Shadow
could
Fiend
still
had
try his best.
nothing. I mean, the Lifestealer had nothing that could stop a TP. It was the Night Stalker, and I think it feels like an irrelevant kill, but no, I think getting the Leshrac was actually quite an important kill, and they could have found it.
Oh yeah, Zeus. Well, he's just a disco pony. He's not a god. Even
He's
though his name suggests otherwise.
very generous with that BKB on the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, 40-second cooldown reduction, so you can afford to be as generous as you want.
Absolutely.
Well, ATE Gaming don't have the best way of defending against these mega creeps. Sure, you have Meepo, sure, you have Lesh, but at some point, you're gonna have to venture out of your base, and at that point, you really wish that you had an actual Zeus and not just an imposter Zeus with a name holding your base in position.
Yeah, actual Zeus would be good as far as vision is concerned, and I think I love Zeus's level 25 talent. I've been playing a lot of Zeus of late, and
Oh yeah,
just hitting level 25 feels so rewarding.
yeah, that
The
arc lightning
increased
damage.
arc lightning damage, I think plus 170.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't even want to cast Thunderbolt by then. Yeah, arc lightning just
Exactly,
deals so much
arc
damage.
lightning with its reduced cooldown and the static field, the passive which does percentage based damage. It's glorious.
It's really good. I actually won a game against Mega Creeps the other day as a bounty hunter, and it was a Zeus holding the base all by himself. With
Yeah,
a
he
Kaya.
can do that. He can do that.
Oh yeah.
He's nearly an alchemist with the cleave talent and a radiance. He's even better.
Oh yeah, he's a god.
He is a god.
I'm not sure where he fits into this whole Dota mythology thing though, because I mean, you make references to Christian mythology, you make reference to Greek mythology, and well, that's not important for now. What's
down
important is that Smoke might just end up dying.
He's got a gem, but he's gonna survive. He's
He
buying
has no
time.
TP.
He is buying time, but that means Zeus needs to buy time as well. He's got the Aeon Disc, but they'll try and punish him. The Aeon Disc triggered, the cast bounces around, but here comes the Meepo. The split earth is nice. It does end up catching one. It is the Night Stalker who's gonna end up falling. Buriza, there was absolutely no need to get picked off like that, and they're gonna buy back on their Night Stalker. I think I know what the plan is. Rage, BKB, hit that goddamn Ancient.
The Ancient, it has increased base regeneration though. Now it has +8 HP regen. Last
Yeah.
patch it used to be +5.
Plus
They
5,
removed
yep.
it from the towers and gave it to the Ancient. So
Okay,
well,
do you see
it's-
where my camera is? It's exactly where your camera is.
oh
Look
yeah,
at the mini-map. There's a double damage rune.
yeah, I am looking right at it.
Uh-huh.
Lifestealer, you should pick this up. Awakening, he's finally gonna get himself an armor item. 44 minutes into the game in the Assault Cuirass. I think it should have come out a lot earlier. He could have gone for the AC, then followed it up with something like an Abyssal Blade to lock down the Meepo. I think both of those items would have been much better than just getting himself a heart. Heart, sure, it helps you survive, but you want to have lockdown against the Meepo. You want to be able to catch him and make sure he doesn't just poof away from your face after
You
murdering
think an
half your
Abyssal?
team. Yeah, Abyssal wouldn't be too bad after the AC, but he went for the Heart as a diversion. Heart is really good in situations where enemy teams just don't have decent ways of initiating on you. But you look at ATE Gaming, and they have a Sand King with Battle Strike, and they have a Meepo with Hex. So they
Right.
will almost always find an
Right.
initiation.
Hard is good when you get the opportunity to go in and out of fights.
Oh yeah.
And I think they can punish the Lifestealer. They can ensure that if they lock him down once and he tries to escape, they can lock him down once more, and thus ensuring that the heart regen doesn't kick in.
Oh yeah. The Shadow
Yeah,
King
honestly, I feel like the heart
seems,
is a wasted item here.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Smoke.
Goofed up on the 4-star. They see him. He's got the Yule Scepter. This might cost ATE a fair bit.
And that's a gem.
Yeah, there is a gem. Have they picked it up? No.
No, wait. I mean, Misery Signals doesn't care about the gem. He cares more about having a dust in his inventory. I don't think he's... What the hell is going on? Wait, he saw the gem. Why is he... What? Okay,
don't
I
know.
guess you want to use the dust then.
The first thing they need to do is force out the glyph and force out buybacks. And instead they're just gonna kill Zeus, Leshrac instead. The epicenter comes through with both Awakening as well as the Shadow Fiend have got spell immunity. They're going to end up surviving. The split out coming through doesn't really connect. Awakening still lurking around, turns his targets, looks towards Kalnak, but Kalnak with that force staff still alive, still healthy. It is a buyback on the Zeus Leshrac as well as the Sand King. Got the Requiem. Will force the Leshrac to end up falling once more. The Death Ward results in the Beeper falling as well. Buriza Youth, they're pushing ADE back. You got the open wounds on the Kalnak. They're looking towards the silencer, and with that GG, ATE will tap out. A 46-minute game, two sides of
Oh no, wait. Night Stalker? I see what he's doing there.
Wait, what? What's that?
He dropped his items, I mean...
Okay.
Well, okay.
Anyway, two sides of super creeps. One side with absolute mega creeps to work with. A 2000 net worth lead was all that Buriza Youth were working with until they picked up that double damage rune, Floki. This game was a lot closer than it looked. It could have been a base race, but either way, one of the better games of Dota that we casted so far in the ESL India Premiership. That's it, folks, as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. You can find me at facebook.com/VWEWAKE casting. With me was Floki, who can be found at facebook.com/FlokiDota. We'd love to hear your feedback or your criticism if you have any. For now, I'm going to throw it over to the panel. Angela and Vagish, it's all yours.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was what an amazing Dota game looks like, doesn't it, Angela?
Yeah, it was pretty good to watch. I mean, pretty intense, but a lot of messed up gameplay coming in there from both the teams. I mean, the early stages of the game, they both seem to be very solid in their performance. But I mean, I expected Buriza to take this game in the first 30 minutes. But the struggle for them was a life stealer. He wasn't really getting much in the top lane. And props to Zeus and Smoke, who were playing against him, who kind of made sure that he didn't get that Radiance up and running for quite a while. The other thing that Buriza kind of I don't expect much was they're very dependent on their mid player. I mean, the mid player was on top of the charts for most of the game. I mean, he was the only one kind of holding everything together for the team. And I think Buriza, even though they've taken this game, they got to like go back and figure out that, you know, all the teams are watching the game. They know who's the strongest from each team. And if somebody learns to shut down their mid, I think Buriza would start struggling very soon in the Masters League. And they're not really low or high, they're just good. Congratulations to the team. Yeah. And talking about AT Gaming, good performance. The only thing is that again, their draft wasn't that solidified. Picking up the silencer, I am still, even though I watched the whole game, there wasn't really any reason to really have a silencer. He was not really the they could have picked up a lion, or like even our casters said, some other pickup would have maybe helped them get a better outcome in the game. The Phantom Lance and Meepo both being on your team means they both need the farm, they both need the space, and they were not able to calibrate all that stuff into one matchmake, and that's why they were kind of stuck. And I think that's what led to them having a little bit of hard time, though props to Smoke and Zeus. They played fantastically well on the supports. I mean, they dropped in the sentry wards at the right time. That was one of the top reasons why AT even survived for such a long time in the game. And yeah, push comes to shove, you can always have a split push coming in, but that shouldn't be your game plan. That should be your end game plan. And I think both the teams can go back home and figure out where their mistakes were and come back stronger tomorrow.
All right, well, that sums up today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Well, we'll be back again tomorrow with more Clash Royale, CSGO and Dota 2. But for today, this is all we have. I'm your host, Vagish Godslebhan.
And I'm Zara Angela Gonzalez.
And remember to press that subscribe button, press that bell icon button so that you get notified when we come up with all the latest games for you guys. Remember, this is the ESL India Premiership brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel and presented by Notwing Gaming.